Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Your boy Heaven Hollywood. The industry tonight. Let's get it cracking. Let's go, y'all. Let me know when y'all are in. Let me know. Let me know. Everybody give me a one if you can hear me. Give me a one. Everybody that can hear me, give me a one. We'll give y'all a few more minutes to get in. Okay. Okay. I see Crimson. I see Lori. All right. Once you come in, give me a one, please, so I can see y'all. What's up? Patricia's in the building. It's Drake versus everybody. What is going on here? What is going on? I'm your boy Heaven Hollywood, Strong Island in the building. New York stand up. Strong Island, where we got them wildin'. You already know. Let's see here. The Barbz reached out to Drake's pops, Dennis Graham. Y'all let me know when y'all in the building. Give me a one if you can hear me. You know that StreamYard be tripping. Everybody that can hear me that have not put one yet, so let me know. Once you come in, thank you to Libra. Because whenever I go live, all of a sudden they want to start tripping. Thank you, Trees. I want to see, can y'all see the screen? Hold on. I'm sharing the screen. What's up? What's up? We're going to be going over everything that happened today. I'm trying to work two different monitors so so I can have the monitor for your screen. Hold on. Tripping. As long as y'all can hear me. I'm trying to get my monitors working. So, as we all know, yes, he did. Drake shook the. Drake got everybody mad. It is Drake versus everybody. He put out this album, and my God, everybody is upset. We're going to start off with the Barbz. We're going to start off with the Barbz because the Barbz took it upon themselves because they can't get a Drake. Drake ain't never on Twitter. He don't give a damn. He basically gave them his ass to kiss. So they know they can't talk to Drake. So they decide to take it upon themselves and call up Drake's pops. They decide to call up Drake's pops. Lord have mercy. Trying to share the screen here so y'all can see and hear this fuckery. Nicki Minaj fans are unhinged. It's not working over here. Trying to get my monitors up, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna go in a different browser. So yeah, now how they got this man's phone number, I have no idea. I have no idea how they got this man's phone number, but they did it. And they called up Dennis Graham. And they wanted to ask Dennis Graham, why did your son cut Nicki Minaj out of why did your son cut out Nicki Minaj? And they really had this dude on the phone. This is the funny part about it. Let me try to get on my monitor. They really had this dude on the phone asking him why did he cut out Nicki? Why did your son cut Nicki Minaj? Yo, these people are nuts. These people are nuts. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Holy smoke. One, okay. Now, if you can hear me. Yeah, if you haven't done it already, then put it in. Okay. What's up, K-Long? Thank you very much. Now let's try to get my monitor up so I can share with y'all. What's up, Peter the Great? So I can share with y'all what the Barbz did. I don't even know how. I don't know how they got this dude. I don't know how they got this dude's number, but they called up Dennis Graham. Dennis Graham stay off the ground, as Pusha T said. Dennis Graham stay off the ground, and they wanted to know. Remember, the Nicki Minaj a couple of weeks ago told Joe Drake that the Barbz wanted the album. Well, she wasn't playing around. I don't know why I keep laughing. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. Okay, that they actually went and tracked this man down and he was so confused. He was so confused when they called him. He was so confused. If I could bring it up, y'all y'all can hear what I'm talking about. Cause he was confused about what was going on. But the Barbs got him on the phone, and they wanted to know what happened to the collab. And then Dennis Graham, I have to tell y'all what happened because this thing is acting up. And then Dennis Graham, he said, "Excuse me." He said, "Excuse me." And so you got some Barb, some guy who's like, "Yeah, what happened?" First of all, he said it wrong. He goes, "What happened to the Nicki and Dricky collab?" No, no, it's no Nicki and Dricky. It's Nicki and Drake. Dricky is Drake and Nicki together, bozo. So you was saying it wrong, confusing Drake's pops. Drake pops was probably like, "Who the hell is Drakey?" What's up, Southside? So the person who they had talking, he said, Nikki, can you tell me what happened to the Nikki and Dricky collab? I know, Black King is so funny. Could you please tell me what happened to the Nikki and Dricky collab? And then they were like, and I'm like, it's not Nikki and Dricky, it's Nikki and Drake. And he goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. She goes, can you ask your son? Can you ask your son what happened? And then you got like other people saying, yeah, yeah, ask your son. Ask him what happened to it. And all of a sudden, click. So Drake's pops hung up on him. And they sitting there like, oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't, child. No, I didn't have a no, I didn't give the Navy take yet. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, Southside. I gotta finish laughing at the so the bars are out of their mind. They was gonna ask him, see, because Drake didn't put the collab on the album. Then he says, "I'm taking a break," so nobody can get at him. He's taking a break, right? And I know the bars was pissed off. I'll be like, taking a break? They go, what? You better not be taking no damn break. So select window or screen. Okay, here we go. It should be working, but the bar he said he took a break. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They are tripping. It's tripping over here. Why is Denise still on Insta? I thought Pusha told him to stay off the Dennis. So Pusha told his ass stay off the ground, right? I know, but I think it sounds like they like called him. Like I don't know where they got this man's number from, but it sounds like they called him. Hold on, let me find the video clip. Shout out to the Barbs, man. Yo, they are funny as fuck. They are so upset that they all stayed up to 6 a.m. to listen to this Nicki Glad. They're like, oh, what song is it gonna be? They was all talking about what song it was gonna be. No song. He took it off. All right, here we go. This is it. So, let's see here. All right, let's see what exactly they are hilarious. They need to let me see this screen here. Hold on. They be acting different on Mozilla. Share screen. Mhm. Why didn't Nikki give them a hint on? That's a good question. That's a good question. I really don't know why. I don't know why Nikki didn't give them a hint. Um, Maybe she was just mad. I think personally, I think personally, Nikki was out to prove to them, listen, I told y'all about letting people use you. You know what I mean? I think she was just on some. So guess what? I'm just going to allow y'all. Coco is miserable life. He visited her family in Barbados to get her back. Drake. I'll get to him and Rihanna in a minute. I'll get to him and Rihanna in a minute. All right. I'll get to him and Rihanna in a minute. But as far as the taking off the song, once I did make people aware of my members only the day he removed the song. Now I thought when I spoke to someone the day of his release, I thought, you know what, he's gonna probably put it back on, but he didn't do that. So that's what started all this. Now he saw the one. Now, of course, he's not going to say anything. But if Nikki saw the Barbs up, said they were staying up to 6 a.m., I'm surprised she didn't come on and say, you know, guys, I'm not on the album or what have you. But I kind of think that after you guys, or I'm not going to say you guys, after the Barbs did not see Nikki, you know, after they did not see Nikki promoting or saying anything about it, I would have thought that they would have caught on, right? And be like, you know what? Nikki isn't promoting, she isn't saying anything. So maybe, just maybe, this MF didn't put her on. That was kind of like the red flag to me. Once I saw that Nikki wasn't saying anything, I was like, uh-oh, maybe he didn't put her, maybe he didn't put her back on it. And you see he's on some get back. He's going after Rihanna. He didn't take Nikki off. He went after the chick as Esmeralda Spalding. I'm like, why are you going after her? He went after Esmeralda Spalding. Like, not that I know. I didn't know unless they had something. But I was like, wait a minute, Esmeralda Spalding? Why is he going after her? She said she don't bother anybody. So Drake is upset. Maybe he's upset because he's closing in on 40 and he doesn't have anybody because he pretty much ran everybody off. You know what I mean? All the chicks that wanted to be with him, he was too busy trying to complete a bucket list. And, you know, he might be a little sore that he might be a little sore that Rihanna's off living her best life, right? Rihanna's off living her best life, and she now got 2 kids with ASAP Rocky, and so here we go. Y'all let me know if y'all can y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. Hold on a minute. Hold on, y'all.
Where?
All right, we're gonna play it over. We're gonna play it over.
I don't know what happened to the Drizzy collab on his album that came out. Can you tell me what happened?
Can y'all hear that?
I'm sorry. I was asking like what happened to the Nicki and Drizzy collab.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Where?
I
have no clue what you're talking about. Can you ask Drake? Yeah, can you ask your son, please?
Where is that? What happened to the Drizzy collab on his album that came out? Can you tell me what happened?
I'm sorry.
I was asking like what happened to the Nicki and Drizzy collab like on the album it didn't come out tonight.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Can you ask Drake? Yeah, can you ask your son, please?
No.
What?
So Dennis Graham hung up.
Where is that? We wanted to know what happened to the Drizzy collab on his album that came out.
So Dennis Graham hung up on him.
Can you tell us what happened?
Oh, he's doing it again. Hold on.
Drizzy collab like on the album it didn't come out
Listen to him.
tonight.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Can you ask Drake? Yeah, can you ask your son, please?
No.
What?
So that is him hanging up on the Barbz. They wanted to know. The Barbz want to know where the is. So, oh my goodness. So that was the first. That was the first part that they started at Drake. Then you got Joe Budden. We already know what happened with Drake and Joe Budden. Joe Budden had criticism for Drake, and he was basically saying that Drake is too old to be rapping with Lil Yachty, and he's too old to be trying to sound like Lil Yachty. So he took to his platform, the Joe Budden podcast, of course, and he basically said, Drake, I had to check and see how old Drake was. He's sounding like trying to sound like Lil Yachty, and he's like, I thought it was Yachty rapping. Then he says he needs to stop effing 25-year-old girls. So he needs to stop effing with 25-year-olds. Now, here's the only thing. This is why I say it's not valid. Did he say that same thing when Nas did a record with 21 Savage? Nas is 50 years old. He did a record with 21 Savage. How come there was nothing wrong with that? Did he say anything when Busta just did a record with Bia and Coi Leray? Did he say anything when Nicki did a record with Ice Spice and they was rubbing each other's ass? Nicki is what, 40? Ice Spice is what, 24? How come there was no problem with that? See, my problem is not what he said. The problem is, why is it Drake, right? Why is it Drake the only one that he comes at? And he didn't say that about anybody else. Then when he says, stop effing 25-year-olds, well, wait a minute, Joe. You're 43. Sin Santana is 30. When you were dating Sin Santana, you were 36. And she was 23. So why didn't you say anything? You can't tell Drake, stop effing 25-year-olds when he's 36 and you were 36, 37, and you were humping 23-year-olds. Anybody here? Anybody get the point? Anybody get the take? So for him to come out and say, it seems like he was just Drake, but he wasn't making amateur goofy content. What are you talking about? I'm unfair. That's not unfair. That's perfectly fair. For me to say, how come? What do you mean amateur goofy content? That's an opinion. You saying amateur goofy content is an opinion. There's a whole, you can't say, because you say it's amateur goofy content, we can't say that, that it's a fact. You're one person with one opinion. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people out there that do not think it's amateur goofy content. I'm seeing people saying, it's a classic album. The album is a 10 out of 10. So like I said, everybody has different opinions. Right, but that's your opinion. That's what I'm saying. That's your opinion. Now he sounds like a teenager. I don't think he sounds like a teenager. He sounds like a teenager on the J. Cole record. Why not? My point is, I can compare the Nas records. Yes, I can, because he said of the age difference. He's 37 years old. Right. Plenty have Joe's opinion, and plenty don't have Joe's opinion. So like I said, it's an opinionated thing. Nobody is wrong. So you can't say that people who disagree with you are wrong, because they're going to be saying you're disagreeing. They're going to be saying you're wrong. There's people out here that if you go and look at people who's reviewing the album, there's a lot of people saying this album is a classic. You never criticize what? But I let you speak. You let me speak? Yeah, you let me speak. This is my show. What do you mean you let me speak? You let me speak. You ain't got no choice but to let me speak. Thank you for letting me speak on my show. I appreciate it. So Joe Budden, when he's on his podcast, that's what he's basically saying to Drake, about Drake, and he's saying he should stop messing with 25-year-olds and he should stop doing records with kids like Lil Yachty. But didn't J. Cole just make a record with Lil Yachty? J. Cole just made a record with Lil Yachty. That's fine. You like the Drake album, but some of the songs are a miss for me, or I don't like certain parts of some songs, and that's a valid. That's valid. I gave the album a 6.5 out of 10. I actually gave it like a 6.9. So it's better than mid. It's not great, but it's better than mid. So I didn't really I like it probably better than Certified Lover Boy. I didn't really love Certified Lover Boy. I like this album a little better than Certified Lover Boy because I definitely like more songs on this album than I did Certified Lover Boy. But out of a 10, I gave it a 6.9 something something something, not quite a 7. Now, was it to me did not live up to expectations? I will definitely say that. I did not expect I expected when he dropped 8 a.m. in Charlotte and the album is called For All the Dogs. I expected him to I expected all the songs to sound like that. I expected all the songs to sound like 8 a.m. in Charlotte. When I heard 8 a.m. in Charlotte, I got pumped up. I said, uh-oh, Drake's about to deliver a classic. But then, like I said, the album was good. Not a classic. Not what I expected. No, definitely not a classic, Black King. I totally agree. Not a classic, but there gonna be some. I have seen some people. They're like, oh, rate the Drake album. I've seen some people 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. If you're going 9 out of 10, that's almost a classic. Omar, good point. He's giving people too much access to him. You might be right. He does do that. He gives a lot of those people access. J. Cole and 21's at the concert tonight. Oh man, that's probably lit. And they're out here. They're out here in Toronto, ain't they? They're out here in Toronto. I wonder if J. Cole bought beer with him. So Hey It's Me said, it's all right. Okay. That's what I'm getting. When I see a lot of the polls, most of the people say it's all right. That's what most of the people say. It's okay. It's decent. It's definitely not trash, and it's not great. And I told everybody about these sales. I told everybody about these sales. Um, they're saying right now between 400 and 450. I told y'all everybody's album sales are going to be going down. If the way that everybody was waiting for this album, if it only does 450, that would be Drake's lowest actually studio album since More Life, or no, since his first album. It's his first album. Happy birthday to Toni Braxton, the Queen. Happy birthday to the Queen, Toni Braxton. So now Drake responds back to Joe Budden. He says, "You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter gives their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty and nice jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Wow. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number." Jeez. Number. We know you are doing this. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap. This is the third time you said that. Not cause you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never wanted anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest home in the 973, which is Jersey, and flies first class on special occasions. Wow. That was harsh. That was harsh. Um, was some of it true? Some of it was true. Joe Budden, now let me be the first to say, when he was rapping, I was a Joe Budden fan, right? When he was rapping, I was a Joe Budden fan. Joe Budden can rap. Joe Budden can rap. The problem is when the sound started, when the sound started transitioning, when music started changing, Joe couldn't change with the times. So we're left playing pump, 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 pump it up. We're left playing pump it up, right? And he wasn't able to transition with the music. But can he rap? Yes. He can rap his ass off. Could he rap better than Drake? Me, myself, personally, I think Joe Budden was a better rapper than Drake. Now, of course, he's not the artist Drake is, right? Drake is going to go down as maybe the greatest, according to some people, the greatest rap artist ever. But Joe Budden can rap. That's definitely one thing no one can say that he can't rap. He can rap. Drake can rap as well, and Drake has everything else. Now, the reason why, Joe, what you say don't really work for Drake is because Drake has a young audience. Drake has an audience. Some of Drake's biggest fans are in their 20s. I say the same thing. I made a point on my video. If you go check um, Nicki Minaj's fans, she has a lot of fans that in their upper teens and in their 20s. So you're gonna have to cater to that fan base. How to cater to that fan base? You get on a record with someone who's popular in the young community. Ice Spice was red hot. Nicki got on a record with Ice Spice. I didn't hear Joe telling her, hey, you should be doing records with Missy Elliott. You're going to cater to what your fan base is. Drake's fan base, some of them are still in their 20s. So as far as him saying, oh, I'm tired of him rapping like you sound like Lil Yachty rapping, or this nigga need to stop hanging around these young dudes. And then he didn't even have to throw in the stop effing girls 25. You just sound a little bitter because you were doing that with your baby mama. So you're the last person, Joe, that needs to be telling men what they need to stop effing, because Sin Santana's 13 years younger than you. And you put a baby in her. You wasn't just effing her, you put a baby in her. So you really can't tell people who should be sleeping with who. Right? No loss for them though. He said this was from your Drake. Yes, happy birthday, Tony Braxton. But for the dogs, for me, I was expecting a little bit more thank you later, Drake. For the dogs, maybe for the men, that's what I thought. Like for the ones that's been there from the beginning, I wanted rap Drake. I wanted 8 a.m. in Charlotte, the whole album. But I got a couple of singing joints, of course. So that comeback was a little harsh to Joe Budden. And to say, I own a 767. Yeah, we know you're rich, Drake. We know you're probably a billionaire. And the thing about what a lot of people don't have sympathy for Joe is he also fell out with another great, Eminem. Over the course of his career, he fell out with Jay-Z. He fell out with 50 Cent. It's like Joe knows that he can rap, and he feels as though all of the money and accolades that these other rappers got during their rap career, he feels as though he should have gotten that because of the way he raps, as well as he raps. But Joe just wasn't his business. He didn't have his business right. He didn't make the right business moves. He didn't have the right business partners. The money he's making now, yes, he's rich from what he did in the podcasting game, because he kind of trailblazed that podcasting game. But he wanted all of this. He's happy that he's rich, I'm sure. But he wanted all of this to come from rap because he is a student of the game. Definitely a student of the game of rap. And he always seemed to have an issue with, like I said, he had an issue with Jay, he had an issue with 50. He fell out with Eminem, even after Eminem signed his group. He was walking around talking about he's better than Eminem. Then he made like 5 diss records of Drake. Right? Drake made one line, bump it up, bump it up. And then Joe Budden made like 4 or 5 diss records. So this will probably be the last time Drake speaks for him. He looks like him and Drake was following each other. I don't know whether Drake's still going to follow him, but we'll see. Then Drake got into it with the Navy because, hold on, let's see. Let's see. On the song Fear of Heights. All right. Fear of Heights is the song. Yeah, Esmeralda Spalding. All right. I kind of went over the lyrics yesterday. Basically said Rihanna was average. The sex with you was average. Hold on. He says, hold on. He said the sex with you was average. He basically says, why do y'all think I'm still hung up on Drake, on you? Okay. Why do they think I'm still hung up on you? That could never be. The gal can't ruin me. Better him than me. Better it's not me. I'm anti. Yeah, and the sex was average with you. Yes, I'm anti because I've had it with you. Okay, I'm auntie from your daddy's sister, like your daddy's sister. Auntie like a favorite family picture. And I had badder bees than you. 2BH, yeah, that man is still with you. He can't leave you. Now, that's some pretty direct shots, even though we didn't say Rihanna's name. By him throwing the anti, he wanted people to know he was talking about Rihanna. Wow. So here's my take on that. As anybody knows that they listen to me, I've made this comment about people in relationships long ago. I always hate when I even talk about Drake specifically right now. I always hate when someone breaks up with someone that they've been with, and when they was with them, they were the greatest thing since sliced cheese. And then when they break up, I hate when dudes go, "Oh, that bitch was fat anyway. Oh, her pussy was whack anyway." And I hate when girls be like, "So he had a little dick anyway after fucking him for 5 years. So now that you split with him, he had a little dick anyway." I always hated that about couples. Be like, if you thought she was fine and you thought she was the cream of the crop when you was with her, don't wait till y'all break up and then talk about, "Oh, that bitch pussy was whack anyway." I never liked that. So I hate the fact that all of a sudden now the sex was average. I've had badder bees than you. And I went over this yesterday and I said, if you are talking about just face, right? If you're talking about just the face, you're not talking about anything else. There's been some chicks allegedly connected that Drake has been with in the face that may have as pretty a face. But as a total package of a woman, face, status, career, money, personality, you ain't had no better bitch than Rihanna. I'm sorry. I'm not rolling with you on that. Like I said, there's more to a woman than just a face and a body. There's more to a woman than just a face and a body. And when you total up everything, you're gonna have to prove to me. Maybe it's a woman I didn't see, but ain't none of them you've been with got the status Rihanna's got, right? None of them got the status she has, and you have to add all of that up. Now, for you to say, she was average, well then, if it was average, why would you still up until uh the show you went on with LeBron, you were talking about you wanted to have a family with Rihanna. You said you wanted to have a family with her. So why would you want to have a family with why would you want to be with someone for the rest of your life or whatever the case may be if they were average? If you've had it with them. No, I think you've had it with her now because you realize you're never going to get her back. You had your chance. You blew it. And I think now, as he's closing in on 40, this is just my observation of Drake. You had 3 women, and since you've been dating women, you've had 3 women that I considered that you lost. That was wifey material, and to prove it, somebody else went and wifed them up. You had Nebby, right? You had Nebby. You kept stringing her along until she finally got tired of you. And then she went off and married the rich dude in Dubai. She was waiting around for you. You never took her serious enough. He has Serena Williams. Had her head over heels. All Serena Williams' friends told her, don't give him another chance. He's a dog. He dogged you the first time. Serena Williams went against all her friends and gave Drake a second chance. And what did he do? He ran and started seeing Rihanna while he was still dating Serena. Started dating Rihanna, and then Serena was like, okay, that's it. And then Rihanna. So he now sees that he's closing in on 40 and there's no wifey in sight. Why? Because now the only ones that you can get are ones that you don't know whether they really like you for you or like you for what you have. You would not have had that issue with Rihanna because she's richer than you. You would not have had that issue with Nebby because Nebby wanted you before you were even rich. She was with you before you even blew up. You wouldn't have had that problem with Serena Williams. She's already rich. Hold on a minute, Laurie. So the girls that you would not have had the issue with, that's why you're bouncing from girl to girl now, and you don't know who to stay with. You don't know which girl. That's why you only have girlfriends for a month, 2, 3 months. Because you're not sure whether that girl wants you because you're Aubrey Graham or they want you because you're Drake. she posted a picture of him going in for a kiss, and Rihanna kind of like was trying to dodge the kiss, but they're using that as a embarrassment or whatever because she did that on live TV. But it doesn't really matter because they left that place together, and then they were together for the next 5 days after that, and they were down in Miami, and they was damn near about to get thrown out because the owner said it looked like they was fucking on the dance floor. So he had to tell Drake's people that Drake and Rihanna had to get up out of there if this is where they're gonna be acting. And that was right after this. So she may have did that because she didn't want to do that in public. She wasn't trying to do all that in public, but 5 days later, if you go back, you can see that footage. They were up in, I believe it was Live, cutting up. And that was when she was walking around with his shirt as a dress. She had his shirt on, his dress shirt on. She's wearing it as a dress. So, Drake, I'm not buying that the sex was average. I believe that you're a little sore because you're not going to get her back. And you're definitely not getting her back now. So I think he kind of came to grips with the fact that he's not getting her back. That's why I think he put this song out. He knows he's not getting her back now. Again, you're saying that because of what you've seen. I'm saying that because of what I know. I know the owner of Live. I know the owner of Live. You have to remember, you don't have the access I got. You can only go by what you see on the internet. I talk to the owner. That's my guy. You and me are not the same. Because he's acting too sassy. Okay. Yeah, we saw all the pics. Again, you saw all the pics of what you were allowed to see. I know the owner. And he told me everything that happened that night. I've been knowing the owner for 25 years. So the Navy's getting at him. The Barb's getting at him. Oh, Drake, what you gonna do? Joe Budden getting out while he pretty much had handled Joe Budden. But Joe Budden's getting at him. And now he's taking a break, he said, for a year or maybe more to work on his health, his mental health, his physical health. So we're going to wish Drake luck. Rihanna, she don't need no luck. She's sitting pretty. She's got her man, ASAP Rocky. Someone asked me, do I think ASAP Rocky would say something? He might. He might. Rihanna may put something up on I don't know. Ree may put up something slick. Like she put up before about all my exes or whatever. It wasn't my problem. So I wouldn't be shocked if Ree goes and puts something slick like that up, some sort of saying or whatever. Will ASAP Rocky respond in a record? That's a good question. ASAP has a lot of respect for Drake, even though Drake has now come at him in like three straight times since the party that Drake threw for Melissa Ford. But he's coming him 3 straight times now. He hasn't said anything before. Rocky knows how the game works. He comes out and says something. You know, Drake has too much more fans than he got. So whatever he says, they're gonna say it's trash. Everybody's gonna say the record is trash. So unless he comes out and says something over social media, if I'm A$AP Rocky, if I'm gonna say anything, I would do it over social media. I would make a comment like, "Oh, niggas is real jealous," or blah blah blah. I would make a comment like that. I wouldn't even comment on record because it's going to be a waste of your time. Because everybody's going to say it's trash, even if it's good. Same way how they did Joe Budden. When Joe Budden put out that second diss record on Drake, that record was fire. He destroyed Drake on that record. But he never got the recognition for it because Drake fans are just going to overflow and say, "Oh, it's trash, it's trash. Oh, that's garbage." But that second diss record that Joe Budden dropped was not garbage. That record was fire. Now I know he dropped too many Drake diss records, but the second one was fire. Right? So I don't know whether Rihanna might post something slick. A$AP Rocky might say something on his social media, but if I'm A$AP Rocky, I would give him the same advice that I gave Lotto or Meg Thee Stallion to come at Nicki Minaj. I would go up in the booth. A$AP's been up in the booth before. I would go onto a radio station or one of these podcasts with some lines, and I'd light his ass up in the booth. You know. Now, I'm not saying Drake won't come to the booth. He's been on on fire, on fire podcasts like that. So he did the shit with Sen-C, with Central. So not saying he wouldn't respond, but he'll have a better chance of getting at Drake going live on a podcast and ripping a freestyle and getting in his ass, pause, in the freestyle. I wouldn't put out a record. They're gonna say, "Oh, record didn't chart. Oh, it's flop. Blah blah blah." So you don't want to play those games when you play with Drake. It's like Pusha T. Pusha T didn't care whether that song charted or not. He just wanted to put it out there to the world that he got in Drake's ass. And Drake is still dissing Pusha T, and that's one of my problems with Drake. I don't want to hear any more Pusha T disses because you had the chance to diss him and you did not. So I don't want to hear anything else after the fact. When he dropped Story of Adidon, that was the time for you to respond. Now that you chose not to, as far as I'm concerned, that battle's over. Yes, you went on. Of course, you've got a better career than Pusha T. But I don't want to hear any Pusha T bars. Why do you want smoke now when you didn't want smoke then? Probably because you know Pusha T ain't really concerned now. Right? So Pusha T's not really concerned about you now. So that's the reason why you're throwing shots at Pusha T, because he's probably not going to come back. He's past that already. So I'm not interested in Pusha T. I'm not interested in bullying Kanye anymore. You already know that Kanye West ain't going to say nothing. Or if he does say something, it's going to be some weak bars. Kanye ain't the Kanye of old. You've already destroyed Kanye. Kanye West, I'm tired of hearing those bars too. Glorilla and JT. So in case you didn't know, reached out to JT team. JT's team basically told, in case you didn't know, it wasn't all that. It was nothing. Now, when people say it was nothing, when they say it was nothing, does that mean something happened, but people are over exaggerating? Or are you saying nothing happened? They told, in case you didn't know, it was nothing. So did they say words back to each other? So let me tell you what the story people are saying. The story that people are saying. Well, I'm going to read it off in case you didn't know. Let me tell you, I trust them more than anybody. She said that the story that she was hearing is that JT made a comment to Glorilla backstage at the MTV Awards, and she wanted to know about the verse on Tomorrow 2. Glorilla says, "You mean Cardi B's verse? Why you asking me, gang? That's Cardi verse. That's my cousin verse. Why you asking me, gang? You need to be asking my cousin." JT allegedly said it was your record and you had to co-sign it, so you must know what this line's about. Glorilla basically said, so didn't you have a conversation with Cardi before when y'all was on Twitter and y'all was arguing back and forth and said you gonna get on the phone with each other? Why didn't you address that with her when you was on the phone? Oh, you think addressing with me is an easier fight? But you got me fucked up, gang. And then after that is when I heard yelling, screaming, and then Glorilla allegedly threw a drink at JT and then allegedly threw a purse at JT. And then it got split up in the back. That was the story of how it went. Now, in case you didn't know, reached out to JT's team, and a person answered her back and said, it was nothing. So it was nothing leads me to believe that something happened, but maybe Glorilla didn't throw a purse. Maybe they didn't get into a screaming match. Maybe it was just words here, words there. Oh, I forgot. JT allegedly said, I gave you a moment. I gave you a moment on your song. That song was cold. Not talking about cold as in good either. She said that song was cold until I gave you a moment. So JT is saying because she gave Glorilla a verse, I'm gonna assume it was F and F remix. I think that's the song they did together. She basically said she made that song hot again. Wasn't like Saweetie on that too, and I think another person, but that's right. She also said that allegedly. You know, I thought Cardi gave her a moment, but I digress. But JT said she gave her a moment on the remix. I didn't even know that FMF had JT on it until I just looked it up not long ago. Right, I could have sworn I could have sworn that went viral before JT, and wasn't Lotto on it too? Before they did that remix, that song was already popping. So I don't know what JT's talking about in that sense. Then I know Armand Wiggins said something about these two at the Beyonce concert where they could have had another run in over one of those luxury boxes that JT and Carisha was in Glorilla's luxury box, and then when Glorilla showed up with the crew that she was supposed to be in, those people removed JT and Carisha from the box, saying they didn't pay for this box. Glorilla and them was saying, I paid for this box, so this is the box I'm staying in. So that may or may not have happened. That was according to Armand Wiggins. I can't really confirm that or deny that because I ain't hear it from anybody else. But JT came on Twitter and said, cap, basically. She basically said, does this look like the face of somebody who got beat up? And I guess she was showing, I guess she showed something of her face or whatever. And said, does this look like the face of somebody who got beat up? So JT's calling cap. Oh my goodness gracious of life. What else is going on? What else is going on, y'all? Link? Hold on. So ask me for a link for something. So I think that's pretty much it. A lot of shit was happening, man. And it's still going. Like people are still trending. The Barbs are funny. Pink Friday 2 is trending. Kylie Jenner went and said something. She put something about I stand with Israel, and then everybody dragged her, and then everybody dragged her, and then she deleted it. Oh my God. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even in the United States currently. So I'm not keeping up with what they got going on. I don't even know what the hell's going on with Israel. So because I don't know that, I'm not gonna make the comment. Kylie should have just kept her damn mouth shut. But Rihanna and ASAP, I wonder will they get married? I think put a 1 in the chat if you think Rihanna is marrying ASAP Rocky. Put a 2 if you think they're gonna break up. Also, put a 1 in the chat if you think they will have another kid. Put a 1 if you think ASAP and Rihanna will have another kid. And put a 2 if you think they are done. So a lot of people think they're going to get married. Oh, so a seat filler? Yeah, you just write into the award show because they always hiring seat fillers. So just contact whatever show you want to contact because they always hiring seat fillers. Three, they're gonna keep sacking up. Yee. Anyway, that's it, guys. Trending and so everybody said that J. Cole is out in Toronto. That's it. Pink Friday 2, November 17th. Long as she don't change it, I think that's probably the last. Definitely the. I believe that's the date. I don't think she'll change it anymore. Now I wonder would she be petty because Drake allegedly had a song on her album and a song that he produced. His first, his first song, rap song that he produced was allegedly supposed to be on Pink Friday too. Now, since this happened, she might pull both songs. We'll have to see. She might pull both songs. And let's see what else. We'll see those first honey spirit with me and never lie. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.